Be me. Friend got me a laptop. Forgot to clean it but thought you might like it. Yo, thanks dude. Inside is dusty app, broken cover and inflated battery. Come home and plug it in. It boots. Windows 10 login. Surprise.jpg. Tries logging in. No local account, only 2 domains including one I can technically log into as a non-admin. Doesn't risk it. Boots Ubuntu USB. Tries to mount drive. Password. Checks parted. Buy locker. Bruh.jpg. Last resort. Boots laptop normally. Force recovery mode. It turns off. While turning off, I see on the loading screen the words, CrowdStrike Falcon. What should I do? Be me. Decide I want to buy a basic mechanical keyboard. Think it'll be easy. Spoiler alert, it's not. Go online, searching everywhere. Find out it's impossible to find one without RGB bullshit for a reasonable price. Why does every single keyboard need to light up like a Christmas tree? What's up with this RGB obsession? I just wanted to try a very basic mechanical keyboard to see if I prefer it. Can't understand why everyone needs their keys to look like a disco party. Spend hours looking. Everywhere I go it's either RGB or overpriced. Begin to have existential crisis over a keyboard choice. MFW, I just wanted something simple. At least they type nice, right? Wish I could have found a non-glowing version but decide it's fine. A few days later I realize I don't even need a mechanical keyboard and I'm still fine with a shitty $20 keyboard. Realize it's actually pretty good and has survived years of neglect. TFW, I accidentally reinforced my anti-consumption mindset. Stop buying shit you don't need. Okay. Be me. School. About 2 years ago, still with my old classmates. Known as the class and school artist, retard. Always bring my ThinkPad T420 to school. I was obsessed with Luke Smith at the time. DWM, Artix, the works. Physics teacher is convinced by classmates to use the projector instead of teaching. I have to set it up. Laptop connects and the projector works. For some reason the video won't start. By this point everyone's waiting to watch the video. I try downloading into MPV. Video works but with no audio. I have no clue what the fuck is wrong with it. They tell me it's fine while laughing at me. Get autistically angry. Eventually fix it, fucking wire plumber. The video works. Later I got scolded by the headroom teacher for being a basket case. Be me 19. Going swimming at gym. They only got a time for 7 p.m. that day but I haven't been in a while and I want to go. It's super packed, 10 plus people in my lane, have people touching my feet by mistake due to how packed it is. I make sure I'm a respectable distance away. Constantly get sucked behind a 45 plus woman, and a obese 25 plus year-old man, sucks man. I choose not to overtake them because I think it's rude and I want to respect people who are old and overweight. I don't want to discourage them getting fit with a fun sport. Am close to getting out, did 1.5 kilometers in 40 minutes, not the best but a lifeguard pulls me aside, and says apparently am making that 45 plus old woman uncomfortable. WTF.png? She turns out to be in her mid-20s and the fat guy is her brother. And the brother has a problem with me. The lifeguards don't buy it. They have been looking over the pool and don't see anything wrong. They called the guy and girl paranoid egoists. I ask if we can fill out a safeguard report, just in case I see them again. We do so and the lifeguards and I give written statements. They say I just followed the swimming etiquette rules, and did nothing wrong. They say those two degenerates can't swim in the same lane as me again due to me being unconformable with them being around. Genuinely quite angry at the people I hired to show compassion use it against me in a way. Go home and literally cry in my girlfriend's arms about this because of how shook I was by the whole thing. I gave up swimming over this fucking woman. She literally couldn't understand anything other than oh he must love me instead of the more realistic view that it was a packed fucking pool. I stopped doing a sport I love over a delusional bitch. Me. Graduated in December 2023. Spent 6 months applying to jobs, 488 applications, working crappy menial jobs in the meantime. Finally get a white-collar paid internship at a fintech company, not a real job, but whatever. Internship is going well. CEO says on the all hands that the company hasn't been doing well for months because of high interest rates. Midpoint performance review. Find out you're exceeding expectations but they can't afford to give you a return offer because all they needed was to squeeze 3 months of cheap labor out of you. Back to square one. How be me? Graduated in December 2023. Spent 6 months applying to jobs, 488 applications, working crappy menial jobs in the meantime. Finally get a white-collar paid internship at a fintech company, not a real job, but whatever. Internship is going well. CEO says on the all hands that the company hasn't been doing well for months because of high interest rates. Midpoint performance review. Find out you're exceeding expectations but they can't afford to give you a return offer because all they needed was to squeeze 3 months of cheap labor out of you. Back to square one. How do I get out of this cycle? I have no choice but to shell out money I don't have for a master's. This fucking sucks. Do European master's programs let you in with no real work experience? Do I get out of this cycle? I have no choice but to shell out money I don't have for a master's. This fucking sucks. Do European master's programs let you in with no real work experience? Be me, Linux noob. Install Ubuntu on a former Windows machine. Hate GNOME, go to Kubuntu. Kubuntu good. Not care about checking whether I'm installing from apt, Flatpaks or snaps. End up with multiple installed copies of the same software on my system hogging memory. Can't uninstall snaps properly. Flatpak upgrading packages I deleted. Python was installed from 2 different package managers and now Python 3 crashes when I run it by itself in terminal but Python 2 works fine. Computer hot all the time, likely as I'm using snaps but I can't tell as I installed shit from everywhere. Try to use SSH and ping for fun. Ping doesn't work despite good internet. WTF, I broke ping? And so I clean installed Debian. Doesn't recognize my Wi-Fi card, needs proprietary driver. Uses shitty slow phone tethered to mistakenly update apt instead of installing Wi-Fi driver. 1 hour later. Install proprietary driver. Wi-Fi works yay. And so I'm on Debian today, announce. Python is managed by Conda, and only apt and .deb are used to install, no Flatpaks. Just so you can laugh at me. Be me, 28, almost 0 job experience, but got proof I was doing something at least and a few non-tech internship. Studied quite hard. Node.js, Node.js, React/Redux, Vitist/Playwright, a bit of C-SQL and NoSQL DB. Sent CV for the first time yesterday to a bunch of companies and recruiters. Got high in adrenaline so I couldn't sleep. Woke up at 9:30 a.m. when the recruiter calls me. Zombie voice.wav. He basically asks me basic questions that I wrote in the CV already. He asks me about my degree. It's in an unrelated useless field. I think he just had filters for bachelor and didn't even read. Doesn't ask a single technical question. I talk about full stack open, he doesn't care. Said my profile is not in line with what the company is looking for. Talks about another job more in line with what I did before. I ask him for the future what can I do? Because I'm interested in web dev roles. He said, you can put your GitHub in the CV. Rage.exe. MFW. I put 2 links to GitHub, one in the presentation and one in the personal info section. Do recruiters not even read the CV? He offered me an interview to another company, C++, which I know nothing about. I called him back saying I was interested and he ghosted me. Be me. Work as a software engineer. Get 2 Zoomer new hires on my team. Both college graduates with CS major. They both get company laptops. One eventually fails and gives an LED status flash. Zoomer Googles what this means. RAM error. Comes to me and asks me what RAM is. Surprised Pikachu.jpg. I explain what RAM is and talk briefly about different memory types and PC history. What's volatility? What's IBM? Oh, and what's MS-DOS? How can a disk be an operating system? What's Unix? Is that some kind of Linux? It has been about 15 years since I was in college. WTF are they teaching these days? I knew all about this stuff since I was a child. How is it possible to not know virtually anything about computers and still get a CS degree? Are most Zoomers just this ignorant? Do colleges just not teach OS/hardware topics anymore? Or is they just getting to be that bad? Be me. Bro bila OLED la porfag. Fall for the meme and bouted it. Have a picture of my waifu on that secondary screen while living alone for a few weeks 24/7. Mom announces she is coming over and does. I close the image when she is about to enter my room. Waifu image stays on the screen like the window was never fucking closed because of severe retention, burn-in. Even worse since the desktop background is much darker than the burned-in light image was. Mom asks me a random question, her voice turning monotone, and then she exits the room. She doesn't say anything later, but I know she has seen it. MFW. Fuck you.